Well, here we are again, and I think it's been about 3 weeks. Is that right, Robert? 3 weeks since my last video, so my fault, delayed. Had a little issue there with some medical stuff that kind of messed me up. So anyway, I wanted to get back to you guys. Didn't want to spend too long, just to go over a few statistics and a couple of issues that I think are really important. As a matter of fact, I'm jumping around all over the place, but you know, there's one this morning, and we've already been seeing this happen. It's a scam, and I got the documentation today, and this is from the Secret Service, cyber crime investigations. And as a matter of fact, one of our agents, Tommy, just came up with one of these issues that he had. And there's a lot of people that are out there, and they're doing real estate fraud. Go figure, right? People from out of state calling in, hey, I want to sell my dirt. Well, what they're doing is they're investigating properties that are free of any loans. And they can be dirt, vacant land, and or investment properties. And if they have no mortgage on it, they do all their homework through the public records and find out who it is, and then they will try to get that sold. They'll call a real estate broker, hey, can you, I want to sell my piece of dirt really quick for cash. I gotta get moving. So it's quite a scam, and there's a lot of that that's going on right now here in the state of Colorado. As a matter of fact, the attorney for Colorado Real Estate just put out a video on that as well. So it's really, really interesting. There's a lot of things that go on with that, and I don't think this new thing, AI, is going to help either. That's going to be another challenge that we face with that. But the scam, like I said, people searching public records. The criminal poses as the property owner. The criminal poses as the property owner, demonstrates preference for a cash sale. And let's see, impersonates a notary. So he'll say, I'm out of town, I'm out of state, send me the paperwork, I'll get it signed, and I'll have my own notary do it and get it to the title company. Matter of fact, I was talking to a title agent this morning, a title closer, and they just shut one down where it went through contract a whole bit, and they found out it was a scam. Shut that down real quick. So it's pretty interesting. Anyway, I just had to throw that in. Statistics. I always like to give the statistics, see what's going on out there. Just to give you an idea, it's a little bit different chart I have this time to go with, and I think this is pretty pertinent, but comparing a 10-year gap. So as of the end of March of this year, we were showing a number of listings of 1,480 total listings. Now, 10 years ago, March of 2014, we had 3,537. Huge difference. We're a third of what we used to be. Sales price today versus 10 years ago. 10 years ago, $241,004. Today, the end of March, $523,972. Wow, what a difference. So if you're renting, you really might want to change your idea of renting, because you're spending $2,000 to $3,000 a month to rent. You're giving money away. You're filling someone else's dream. You need to have your own dream. You need to have your own place. So anyway, just a thought. Now, the reason really you should be using a real estate broker is many reasons. Just the original contract itself is 19 pages. That doesn't include addendums that are drafted by real estate attorneys to protect you as a buyer or a seller. I was making a real quick list, and you can't count this real quick. There's 17 addendums. You know that, Robert? 17. Now, we try to get away with 8 or 9, but just depends on whether you have an estoppel, if it's an investment property or not. And of course, inspection objections, buyer listing agreements, seller listing agreements. It just goes on and on. So there are many loopholes, things that you got to be very cautious about. That's why you want to have a real estate attorney. People that sell their own homes a lot of times get caught. And one of the things is the wire fraud. It's huge. Anytime you're trying to transmit information via email or text, there are companies out there, people out there, and you will get caught, and they will follow you all the way through that process. And at the very end, they're going to get you just before closing. there are billions of dollars have been lost in wire fraud and people not being able to close on the properties that they were selling or buying. So be very, very careful about that. Now, here's another topic, real quick. FIRPTA, which is really in regards to foreign entities. So if you have a seller who is owns a piece of property, but he's not a U.S. citizen, Internal Revenue Service, okay, it requires in the contract, that's another one of those little paragraphs you got to be careful about. It requires that the seller proceeds be withheld after closing when the seller is a foreign person. If required withholding does not occur, then the buyer could be held liable for the amount of the seller's taxes, interest, and penalties. Huge. So many people are just skipping that, not paying attention to it. Let's say that you got a property that your client is buying, that you're working with a buyer. It's a $500,000 property, free and clear. The tax is at 15%, $75,000 that the buyer has to pay. Now that is not nice. If it's half of that, $250,000, that's $37,500. But what if it's $1 million property? That's $150,000 that the buyer has to come up with, or a lien for the taxes goes back onto that property. Very, very scary. So that's just one small thing. I can't go into a lot of detail there because it's just, there's too much. Oh, by the way, I'm going to end with this because I'm taking a long time with this video and I didn't want to do that. So much information that's out there. All right, active properties as of, when did I do this one? I did it today at 1:05 p.m. Okay. Active properties total through our whole database, which includes, as you know, Delaware County, El Paso County, Fountain, Colorado, Monument, all that, even going east. 1,763. Actually, that's up from what it's been. I keep a daily record on that. So, single-family homes, we're up to 1,509. Now that includes all of El Paso County. Single-family, Colorado Springs only, 745 homes. Now in the last 7 days, this is a little interesting tidbit because it's getting busy out there, which is nice. It's that time of the year and it should be. New listings, 348 in the last week. So that's really good. Decreased people who have lowered their pricing because they were priced too high and they need to get it gone. 234. That's quite a bit. 186 went under contract this last week. Decreased pricing, I did that one. Under contracts, 186 in the last 7 days. Pending, that's the one where they're done with the inspections. Now we're just waiting to get to the closing. I call that the quiet time. When things are happening behind the scene with the lender and the title company, and the buyers and sellers are just holding their breath and it's all quiet. Anyway, pending 287 in the last 7 days. Final closed in the last 7 days, 327. So it's been active because it's not been that high in a long, long time. So those are things I just wanted to bring up. Please remember what I was mentioning. If you're a seller, if you're a homeowner, remember about not the wire fraud, excuse me, the scams that are going on there. Check on your property, make sure no one is scamming you for that. That's all for now. I've overtaken my time. Thank you so much. Have a good one.